Hi everyone, welcome to the next video from the book Meine Reise Durch Asien by Rita Berman. Now in the last video we finished some of the accessories, so we actually got this page here completed, and today we're going to be working on some or all of the accessories on this page. So I've just moved my pencil sharpener out of the way so I can move it across. Whether we do all of them or not, I'm not sure. We'll just wait and see and sort of work through and work it out. What I have just noticed is that we have a here which matches that one there, and this one we coloured in, so we're going to colour this one in too. I've got to try, I think it's permanent green olive that I used, so that's what I'm going to use, and just quickly have a go at colouring that in, just lighter towards that tip, because I wasn't sure whether it was a leaf or just a twirly vine, but it's coloured in now. I am going to come in closer now though. I'm going to do these, we'll do the lantern first. Now I have bamboo leaves on here, but I don't think it's necessary for them to be the same colour as this bamboo. So I used something a little bit darker. I think I used the chrome oxide green actually, just for a change. It's quite small. A lot of my greens are really small actually. Well, look at these two. I'm not sure what they are. Anyway. I chose not to use them because they're too small. So I'm just going to fill this in. Now notice there's also some circles on here, little dots. I'm not sure whether to do them the same colour as the leaves or different. I might do them the same. And I also need to think about the colour for the background. Oh, we've got a bit of stick. No. Actually, got that bit, so I'm going to do that bit in a brown. I think I'll use the raw umber for that. Just give it, oh it is quite sharp, and I'll do the dots in this colour as well, just so that we've got these two different colours going on. Just notice how dirty my finger is. This one. I don't know what's going on with that. And I'm thinking the background colour, we've done on the other page we did a blue one and a green one. I'm thinking we could do a yellow one. It seems like a natural colour I would choose for you know, if it looks like light. This is the dark chrome yellow though. It's very orangey. I think it might work quite well. It will certainly stand out. It's a bit like the is it marigold in the Castle Arts, I think is this sort of colour. But it's, I'm just fading it now, so there's less in the middle, and colouring out over the top of those little dots. I don't think it'll hurt if I colour over them. They might, hopefully they'll still show up, it's just a little bit darker. My sun is streaming today. It's actually, he doesn't normally stream on a Tuesday. But yesterday we had power cuts all over the place. I was recording actually this little girl just there, her, and we got two power cuts in the middle. You would have probably seen the video. I had to keep stopping because my lamp went out. Although the battery in my camera was working, the lamp went out and it was too dark. So I've done that one. I'm going to just gently move across and do the parasol. We'll start with the handle, which I always like doing a sort of wood. We use this bistre, this one. It's a little bit less warm than the other browns that we've used, which I think makes it look a little bit different, which is good because we've got quite a lot of colour. Now we've got one, two, well it doesn't matter if we've got an even number of sections because we can't see them all, so we could potentially do stripes. I think what I'll do is I'll do this all one colour and then I'll do this bit a slightly different colour. So we'll do stripes going that way rather than across. It'll look different then to the one we did yesterday. And I think I'm going to use some purples on this because we haven't got many purples on this side. We've got a purple girl on the other page. I'm starting with this really enormous pencil. This is the manganese violet. I really need a new one. I have got one, I think. So I'm actually just going to do some of the stripes with this, because if I do this really big area it'll hurt my hand. And I find personally that there aren't any pencil extenders that fit the Polychromos really nicely, so it's a little bit tricky, but I'll do that bit, and I'm thinking the top bit as well, maybe a bit lighter in the sort of central part, like that. There we go. So that's all I need to do with that little one, and then I'll get a dark colour I think for the rest. Oops, I'm going to grab the mauve, that's our dark sort of purpley colour, though I've always thought of mauve as a light colour. I'm going to colour over that a few times so that it goes quite dark, but on these I'm going to do it differently. So I'm going to colour it all in fairly lightly to start with, just to get a reasonably even colour on the page. So I met my new neighbours last night. 2 houses in our little square sold recently. And it's a little bit worrying when you get new neighbours because you're not sure what they're going to be like, but they were really lovely. There's no reason to believe they're not, but you know, we've had, in all the time we've been here in 20 years, there's probably only been one set of neighbours that haven't been completely lovely. So, you know, there's no, as I say, there's no reason to think otherwise. But it's nice to meet them and just, you know, we had a little chatter with them, but they were unpacking their van and getting organised, so we couldn't talk for too long. I'm sure we talked for too long anyway. Right, so what I'm going to do here is make this bit darker and then just fade it a little bit inwards, and then make this far bit darker and fade it inwards like that, and it starts to give some shape to our parasol and helps. It's drawn curved as well, so we just keep going through adding this shape. And the one is an artist, but she works in acrylics and oil and sells her art, and we haven't seen any of her art, but she sells in studios in London, in galleries in London. But she's got renting a studio locally. So my husband was really excited to talk to her about her art because he paints, whereas I don't paint, so I didn't. I was chatting to the man. I want to say husband, but you know, you never know. Can't assume. But that was all good. Have a quick chatter, and then yeah, I didn't want to keep them too long. As I said, they had a lot to do. I noticed she's here today though, but yeah, they're moving from quite a long way away, so there was a lot to do. But anyway, they were very pleasant, so that was good. There we go. I'm going to leave it quite simple like that. But we need to move down and do some of these items down at the bottom of the page. Oops, there we go. We've got a little gift here first, which is very sweet. What colour bow should we do? We haven't got any orange on this page. We've got a girl that's got orange on, so I'm thinking let's do a big orange bow and then go from there really. So I'm grabbing the orange glaze, which is a colour I don't use that often. This is only my second one, and some of my Polychromos I've replaced 2 or 3 times. So I'm going to start with this centre knot. Now it's going to be darker. Where we've got these lines drawn, it's sort of gathered in, so it'll be a little bit darker because there'll be shadow. So we can just colour that over a bit darker. Now here we've got indications of where the fabric is dipping in. So there, for example, and here, I'll just colour those bits. So you can see those bits are going to be our darkest bits. Okay, but also inside the loop here, this will be quite dark. And the same on this side. So then this bit's going to be lighter. I'm going to use quite a light touch for the rest of this. And then we'll just change it up a bit in a minute. I'm just doing the inside of there. So I'm thinking it might be a bit darker here, then lighter towards the sort of this bit. The same on this one. So covering it all over. And then a bit darker here. And then this ribbon, I'm thinking we'll have some shines about halfway. I like making ribbons have a bit of shine because often they're made of sort of silk or shiny material, faux silk. So if you leave a lighter gap, it looks like it's shining. We'll do the same here. But we've got some lines drawn on, so we'll keep that bit quite thick. And then a bit less here. And then go from the bottom up. And then just create a little white shiny area in the centre, and we'll do the same on this side. Oh, I could do with a drink. There we go. It's 1:45. I usually get a drink about 1:30. That'll explain why I'm thirsty. Now the box itself, I'm thinking maybe we'll do red dots and then a yellow box itself. And what sort of colour red? Let's grab this one. This is number 117. I'm just going to look it up. This is like cadmium red. Okay, it's a bit small. I think this is quite an orangey red, which was why I picked it, because we've got the orange here. Certainly didn't want a pinky red. And just work through. Let's hold down the page a bit, make it easier. There we go. There we go. And then, as I said, I wanted a yellow. I think I'll go for this one. Oh, my desk is creaking. This is the 107, which is just the cadmium yellow, so the scent's not light or dark, just cadmium yellow. Now I think this is the back of the box there, and then we've got this bit down here. I'm thinking here is going to be a bit darker where the lines are drawn there, and it's potentially going to be a little bit darker near the ribbon. So I'm going to colour it, so layer it up a bit more on the edge as well, a bit lighter in this sort of more central area. So there's our gift. Okay, how are we doing for time? We've got a lot of time. I'm not going to think about time. So we've got our lucky cat. Now I'm not really sure, white, red, black and gold, but what colour goes where, I don't really know. I've seen them that are completely black. Oh, excuse me. I've seen ones that are very red. And I've seen ones that are completely gold. I've got one that's got a lot of white on it. We've got this gold. This is the metallic gold. If you ever play with this, you can't see the word. It's really too shiny. I think I'm going to do the face in this gold. Now I have been told that this gold does look better if you put yellow underneath it, but I'm going to try it on its own, see how it looks. It's quite different to other metallic pencils, I think, but it's not particularly shiny. but a little bit more so than the plain pencil. Does it look gold? Wondering whether to put a bit of yellow with it. Let's do the body and then decide. I think we'll do the flowers red, maybe do the feet black. It's got a fish. I'm not sure what colour that would be. Now a lot of people really dislike metallic pencils. If that's you, you can do this yellow or red, black, anything really. Look up a lucky cat and see what they look like and see what you think, what you like to do. And we've got the arm there too. I'm alright with that. I am going to grab some yellow and put over the top, just to see what it looks like. This is 105, which is the light cadmium yellow. Maybe it won't sit. You can get a little bit on there. Oh yeah, I can see the difference. It really depends what shade of gold you want, I guess, whether you want to have more of a yellowy look. It's an interesting colour. Sort of stands out a bit more, I think. I'm going to go over that again with the gold now. You can't see. And while I'm doing it, I can think about what colour everything else is. I know I haven't done the ears. I thought they were something I could do a different colour, because I want a few colours on here. The same as this bit and this bit and this bit. Why is there one on that arm and that leg, but not that leg? It's probably because this flower probably got in the way and looked too crowded. There we go. Okay, let's grab a red. I think we want a really sort of bright mid red, and this is the deep scarlet red. It's always quite a good one to use for this sort of shading. And I'm going to do the flower, but I'm going to leave the little dots white. They're actually going to stay white. If you colour over them by accident, you can always use a white pen. There we go. What else should we do red? I'm thinking this bit. And then maybe the rest of our cat would be black. Don't know. There's a lot of black on this bit anyway. The top of the head, inside the ears. I might leave those stripes white. Now you notice I'm not doing a really intense black. I don't want that. I will do that for the paws though. Don't know why. I just feel like they want to be really dark black. I'm going to leave those bits white. We'll do the fish a colour though, but I'm wondering about a grey, so it's a bit different. And I can try I might try and make it a bit silvery. It's quite dark though, this grey. It is the Cold Grey 6. Oops, nearly dropped it then. So you want a nice thick bit along the edge and then fade it a bit. Thick bit along the bottom as well. Then just bring it in so that you've got a bit of a shine in the middle. Same for that bit. A little bit each side. shine the tail in the middle, because this bit looks like it wants to be dark. A little bit there. There he is. There is our fish. Now we have a whole tea making set here, which is very sweet. I was going to do it blue, but Our Lady here is blue, so we won't do that. What have we got? I'm having a good old look. We've got some darkish colours. Let's think, what colour tea set would I have if it was mine? I'm thinking maybe that teapot is, maybe the teapot is sort of black. So I'm actually going to grab this cold grey 6 again and do all the dots really dark. I'm actually going to do it silvery like the fish. I really liked how the fish came out. So I'm doing each dot, as you can see, just putting some colour down on each one. And then I'm going to do, I think, the handle, put a bit of a shine in there. Going to sort of put a shine at the top, I think. Like that. Now the lid I'm going to keep dark. A bit shiny there. Where I leave the shine is going to be go straight through the whole thing. Make this bit darker. And then do the main body of the kettle on the spout a different colour. Yeah. We'll go a few shades lighter. So we'll grab the grey, cold grey 4. And for this we'll start with the spout. We'll just put it underneath and a bit on top. And then just bring them together and leave a bit of white. Here we'll leave our white at the top. So darker here, just less towards there. There we go. Now our cups. I don't know. I think they would match, but then do you want them grey? Yeah, why not? So I'm going to use the darker grey, the cold grey 6 for this rim part. And here. And the same on this one. And then the lighter one, the cold grey for the main part. So basically fade towards the centre, put a bit at the bottom. Like that. There we go. Then we have that sort of sitting on this, thing. I'm going to do it in Paynes grey. It's quite dark. I think it might be like a just a black metal, because it's a heat resistant type thing, stand. You don't want to do it too hard on the top here, because I want to see that grid pattern that's drawn on there. I'm assuming that's a sort of non-slip type thing going on. So just colouring it in. Okay, so we want to, and then we have our brush, which I think would be wood. going to grab the burnt sienna for the handle, not too hard. And then the end of the brush I think would be lighter. I'm guessing, I really don't know. So I'm going to use the brown ochre. Oh. There we go. Okay, we have quite an interesting looking, I think it's like a scarf or some fabric wrapped around something. I'm not sure what. It could be another gift like the present we've done already. So we need to think about the fabric. This time I think I am going to go for blue. I'm going to use one that I haven't used. This is the Helio Blue Reddish. I'm going to use that for the dots. I'm going to do a similar thing to the gift at the other end, where I use a darker colour here and then I just colour over it when I do the other colour. It's just a lot easier. It means I can sort of ignore the pattern on the fabric and think about the light and shade that's sort of marked on here. I think that's one there. Things moving around. Now the lighter colour, I am going to do a lighter blue. I think it's going to be, yeah, I think I'm going to use the middle phthalo blue. We haven't used that, I don't think so. I'm just going to put a lightish layer down. If you're heavy-handed, you could use the light phthalo blue for this layer. I'm happily colouring over all those circles and just everything really. And then going to think about, like, this area is a dip in the cloth. Let's just colour that bit. As is this area, in this area, in this area. So I'm just filling those in. My stomach is rumbling. I hope you can't hear it. Like that. And then I'm thinking about there'll be other shadows here underneath this sort of knot. And then here the fabric is sort of doubled over. Then there'd be a bit more here at the bottom of this one. There we are. And we have our last pair of little shoes. Very cute. We've got a spotty pattern on these as well. What should we do? We haven't done anything green. We have got a green tree though. I know. Let's do quite a light green. Doesn't want to come out. This is the light green. Do that for these. I'm thinking rather than doing more green, we'll do a bit of yellow for the background of this. And we'll colour it over the top of everything, and the green will go yellow-ish. But I think it will be okay. You can always reapply the green if it isn't quite working. But I'm going to grab a Naples yellow. Ooh. It's more of a sandy colour. Makes our green look a bit fluorescent, which is a very interesting and unexpected effect. And then the base of the shoes, I'm thinking maybe wood again, maybe. Let's grab this one. This is the nougat, and I want to keep it quite light. Okay, I think we are done. We're going to come out so you can see the whole double page if it wants to play. There we are. And I'm just going to have a quick scan and make sure I've done it all. I think I have. I haven't done the smoke from the pot. I think it looks okay as it is. I think if I colour it in grey it will look like smoke, and it's not smoke, it is just steam, isn't it? I purposely left some of those bits white, so I think we're done. I'm sure you'll spot something. You always do. But there we go. That is our double page. So thank you very much for joining me. If you sat through all the videos, that's very kind of you. If you coloured along, that's fantastic. If you did colour along, I always love to see your version. So if you do decide to put it up on Instagram, tag me and then I will see it, or you can put it on my Facebook page as a comment. I always put a link to my videos on Facebook, and you can comment there and you can post your version if you want to, or if you've got any questions about the video or anything like that, you can leave them in the comments to this video or on my Facebook page in the comments there. You can also private message me if you would rather. I do answer if I spot them. Facebook is quite hard to spot. Instagram is a little bit easier. I don't know why the notifications aren't quite so good for Facebook, but I try my hardest to answer. Emailing me as well is another way to send queries. I reply to those too. So that's that one. But thank you so much for joining me through the whole series. I really appreciate it. Yes, I hope it was fun. I enjoyed it. And that's it, I think, apart from to say have a really super day. Thank you for watching and happy colouring.